Hey y'all, it's Andrea with Sucs For You in Houston, Texas. And not too long ago, I made a video about a Haworthia limifolia variegata. I was repotting it and removed a lovely variegated offset from it. And in that video, I showed you guys that there was a seed pod forming. So that was super exciting. I wound up bagging it with a plastic garlic sleeve and a twisty tie. You kind of, you know, hoard all those little things, and one day you actually finally need them and you feel like, oh yeah. So I got the seed pod, I opened it up, and there was 3 seeds inside. Not much, but there's usually only between like 3 and maybe 10 seeds per pod. 10 would be on the high side of a Haworthia limifolia. So I was just, extra excited because this is a really cool plant and it's variegated, and I hoped the seeds would germinate. So I started them in my sterilized soil, and I put them in a bag, and I put them in the garage, and I waited and I waited, and I kept checking and nothing was happening. So I kind of did a little more research about Haworthia germination temperatures, and it turns out that because it's so hot here outside in Houston, and I had them in my garage under the grow lights, just where I have all of my seedlings, that was not the ideal temperature. In fact, it was way too warm. So, I was like, well, I guess the only thing I can do now is try to move them inside where it's nice and cool, between 73, 74, put them in, a bright south-facing window, and just waited a few days and went and looked back, and I have all 3 have germinated. Let me open it and show you guys. See, 1, 2, 3. And of course, the hope is that they'll be variegated as well, and I think it's going to take a while before we are able to, see if there's going to be any variegation on it, on the new babes. But I am excited to see that it actually put out some viable seeds. So yeah, I've started several Haworthia limifolia before, never the variegated. But that's the trick, is don't start them in the heat. Start them where it's going to be somewhere between maybe 68 to 85 would be your ideal temperatures. So that's that. And these are the babies, and they're just living up here in a bag on this table with this really cool Sansevieria, Francisii, my Momordica, and Dorstenias, and another Sansevieria, and other stuff. So that's where it's going to be for a while, and we'll keep it in the bag. I always do that. I'm sorry, that hurt. And I'll update you guys down the road. So this is a wishful thinking bag right here. This is a different type of Haworthia. I got just a few seeds off of the Haworthia, the little dudes, Reticulata Herlingii, and they're amazing. I've wanted seeds off of them forever. I did get a pod, but I had these outside for like maybe 6 weeks now, just in the bag in the garage. So I really don't know if anything's going to happen there, but because there was some success here, maybe there will be here too. We'll see. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll keep you guys posted with any fun updates, and then we'll talk about what happens when it's time to move them into more light.